Hello and welcome to today's LOL Esports Roundup. We're going to cover one roster move, the LPL and LCK games that occurred this morning, and then preview the LPL, LCK, and LCS schedules for tomorrow. Currently, LCS Week 2 Day 1 is ongoing. I do not include that in the records. Frankly, I have not even watched any of the games that took place. That goes on the next day's roundup because of how late it ends. So, the news. IG have allowed Bashang to leave. Bashang played in 7 games for the team, joining them last week. He had a 2 KDA, 5.2 CS per minute, 61.5 KP, so not very involved, not high farm. These numbers are very reminiscent of Team Wii when it comes to the farm department. Very low, facilitator oriented, but 3 out of every 5 kills indicates to me he was not involved enough in IG's plays. 305 gold per minute, 250 damage per minute. This resulted in about 18.7% of the team's gold and 11.2% of the team's damage, so very low. All 7 games he played a different champion. Tianzhen is the other jungler they have, their rookie who was replaced. He is now the starter once more. His numbers very similar, but he has more of an excuse being very young and inexperienced. 1.6 KDA, 5.3 CS per minute, 61.2 KP. So the same problem when it comes to involvement and low farm. Similar gold and 307 per minute. Damage close 271. Share-wise, about 1% less gold share and then 2% higher damage share. So when it comes to damage for the team, he's a little more involved, a little less gold. 6 champions, 8 games. IG are a disaster, and it only continues to get more and more interesting as they, make these decisions. And Bashang must have said, you know what, if you're going to bench me, I'm out, and that's what he did. Predictions. I'm 86 and 28. Sorry. A little congested. I'm 86 and 28. Went 4 and 1 this morning. EDG, anyone's legend. EDG would win. They're 13th in the power rankings, 3 and 4, 1-2-0. Anyone's legend drops to 1 and 7. Fofo was MVP, going 11 to 11, 34% of damage. Ale 4-2-12 in top. GQE 5-4-6, 29% in the loss. Once again, I would like the rookie 80 carry to continue to play over iBoy. I think there is more potential there. Sorry. So that's what anyone's legend needs to do. At least IG are doing that. They're trying to play rookies. They're trying to play young players. YSKM, Wen, Tianzhen, On, even Wink, like younger players. So what happened in this series? Anyone's legend actually were very competitive in game 1 if it wasn't for Fofo's Azir really getting things done. There were a couple team fights where anyone's legend were able to close the game back up, almost taking a Baron if it wasn't for Fofo having some heroics. Actually, no. They took the Baron. ZDZ took it, but Fofo's heroics rate was able to kill a couple people and limit the impact of that Baron. And then in game 2 on the Victor, he was just shredding the health bars of anyone's legend on Victor, just under the radar, doing a ton of damage. The KDA wasn't representative of that in game 2, but the damage numbers were. As you see here, Ale also very impactful. JJ played Sion in game 1 in the jungle. Uzi just did his thing, didn't have to do much against this bot lane. And, Mako was also just kind of doing his thing. Anyone's legend ended up playing Pin Z, although Harder was listed as the starter going into the game. I don't know why that was the case, but it is what it is. Not surprised by the result. Weibo and Thunder Talk. Just 1 second. Sorry about that. So, Weibo and Thunder Talk. Weibo are 6th in the power rankings, 5-2. Thunder Talk 1-7 now, as Weibo went 2-0. Weiwei was MVP. I thought his Viego was very impactful in the early game when both games were still close. Weibo inting their face off a bit, and Weiwei was the glue that kept that together, winning team fights, doing very well. Light 14-8, 28% of damage, led the way in that department. Crisp 1-3-22 had the best KDA. So bot lane went 15-5-30, that's pretty good. 1xN for Thunder Talk went 4-5-9, 32% of damage in the loss. Hoya actually might have solo killed the Shy in one of the games. I thought the Shy really didn't have much going for himself. There was not a gap to be had up there. And it was the Weiwei show when it came to early to mid game. Light taking over for mid to late game, dealing a ton of damage on the Aphelios and finishing things off. But if it wasn't for Weiwei, they don't even get that far. Because honestly, I thought the early game was pretty bad out of Weibo in both games. UCal, once again, being pretty much non-existent, which is not good. Thunder Talk, obviously 1-7. They need to start looking at playing Zhao Haogren more. They played Bechuan today. Even though I'm a Bechuan supporter, they have to play the young kid. I think they need to be looking at... I guess you play 1xN, but the thing is, like, Wanfeng is so much better, and it's a shame. Wanfeng isn't even playing. I don't understand what happened, because he didn't even get to really play with Yao Yao that much after what was a fine... It was a fine spring. Like, sure, they were mid, but they weren't 1-7, and he's not riding the pine. It doesn't make any sense. Thunder Talk, like IG falling apart, makes some sense. They have not been the same team since YS Cam's health issues. It's like, look at their win-loss. Like, really. Thunder Talk, they have good players. Like, there is zero reason for their struggles. LNG, BLG, this is the prediction I got wrong. BLG win. They're 4th in the power ranking, 7-1. They win 2-0. LNG 7th at 5-3. Bin was MVP, going off, showing what he is capable of when he's not inting his face off. 16-0-2, 28% of damage on a Jackson and Renekton. Yagao 10-5-20 in mid. Gala 9-5-5, 30% of damage in the loss. Very one-sided. Scout, pretty much non-existent in my opinion. He did not look very good. His LeBlanc game was sus, and his other game was not great either. As Zika did have moments where he kind of got his nose in there and made things happen, but Bin on the Jax in game 1 was just so much stronger than Zika and anybody else on the Rift. Just diving in there. It wasn't even close. It really wasn't. Once Bin got involved. Game 2, he was kind of on an island. I will say that. I don't think he was as important to the win in Game 2. I thought BLG, Sean had a lot to do with that. I thought Yagao had a lot to do with that. But with Bin, that KDA is undeniable. And then in the mid to late game of Game 2, he did come through once he did involve himself. Elk was like just there. On looked good at times. LNG, though, kind of sucked. And the thing is, there's, we're arguing in the comments after the power rankings about top versus LNG and this and that. And it's just like, I don't know if Hung really has it. I really don't. A lot of people like Hung. I don't know. 0-10-14, I think, today. I don't know if he quite has it. Alongside Gala. He and Gala, it is what it is. I don't know if that is, I don't know, we're 8 series in. They're halfway through the split. Now they have to start getting it together. Is pretty much what I'm trying to say. LCK, Live Sandbox, okay, bro. LSB win 2-1. They're now 2-3. Bro 1-4. Birdall was my MVP. Closer 7-6-17, 34% of damage. Cal 1-4-31 at support. Ivory having a good series, going 7-7-13, 31% of damage in the loss. So Birdall was MVP because in game 1 his was it Nar or Kesante? I think it was Nar. I picked him as MVP. I should remember what champions he played. But regardless, I do either way. The champion icon doesn't matter. in team fights, Birdall came through big time. He also won his matchup into Morgan. I think he even solo killed Morgan at one point. Birdall looked really, really good. And then in game 2, he got a solo kill in the loss, which is what made me think about MVP, because even in the loss, he had impact. And in game 1, I thought he was the difference maker. Closer in game 3 was very good on the LeBlanc. Damage looks like it. KDA, not so much, but he did look very good. And then in game 2, I thought he looked good on the LeBlanc as well. So it was between those two, but I thought Birdall deserved it, because I figure in game 1, he had more to do with the win than Closer did in game 3, even though both, both were the most valuable player, but who was more valuable? I thought Teddy was better in game 3 than in game 1. Bro, slow playing it. Game 1, not a first blood for a hell of a long time. Game 2, they had a first blood at like 8.5 minutes. I don't like talking about bro games, because then I put you to sleep, and I don't want to put you to sleep. It's just not good. Just not good. Not good. T1 KDF. T1 5th of the power ranking is now 4-1 as they 2-0 KDF for 20th at 2-3. Guma UC 15-3, 13, 34% of damage at 80 carry. Owner 8-0-18 as he played Poppy both games. Bulldog 3-5-2, 27% of damage in mid in the loss, playing 80 carries in both. He played Ezreal mid and then Tristana mid. I'm struggling to determine who's going to be MVP. I'm still thinking about it. I think Owner, in terms of building the lead in both games, Owner was integral. His KP was very high. He did not die on the Poppy. He was able to facilitate, make things happen, and come out ahead, which is a big deal. Guma, though, had some really, really flashy plays. There was one 1v2 in bot lane where he killed both KDF bot laners as I think it was Zeri Lulu or Zeri Yumi, going through the wall, trying to jump onto Guma, and Guma killed both of them. And that there was like, this is how good Guma is today. He really dominated Taehoon and June, which I did say why I dropped KDF in my power rankings a bit. That bot lane needs to do better if they want to be top 6. It's between them and Sandbox, right? And a lot of people, including myself, thought that they would be better than Sandbox. But that bot lane is not looking like it. And that's a problem. Dudu was very bad today, in my opinion. I thought Zeus was much better than he was. In terms of jungle, Willer, not Willer, sorry. He plays for Sandbox. Young Jay, the fact that I said Willer, Young Jay, I felt like didn't do anything. Owner just was ahead of him all over the rift. And, I mean, KDF, disappointing. You'd like that to be more competitive. I think I predicted a 2-1 for that one, and it was not the case. Sneak peek for tomorrow. LPL, Rare Atom, IG. Rare Atom are 2-5, coming off of a loss to Ultra Prime. IG 1-6, coming off of a loss to FPX. When they played in spring, IG won 2-0. The only matchup that remains the same is 80 carry. In top lane, Zhao Zhu now plays for Rare Atom. In the jungle, Tianzhen plays for IG. Cryan plays in mid for IG. And then at support, Baolan will be playing instead of Feather. So, On went 14-5, 15, 28% of damage in the win. Assume 2-7-1, 28% of damage in the loss. After that, we have a couple good matchups. Actually, we have 3 top 25 matchups tomorrow. RNG, EDG. So RNG 17th in the power rankings, 3-4, coming off of a loss to top Esports. And EDG, 13th over there. We just talked about them. They're 13th, 3-4 after beating anyone's legend last night. Last time they played, EDG won 2-0. Roster differences are in the bot lane. RNG now LP and Lamau. EDG with Uzi at 80 carry. So Ale, JJ, Fofo in the top side of the rift for EDG. Went 16 kills, 6 deaths, 48 assists in the win. 1,382 damage per minute, which was a result of resulting in 3/5 of the team's damage. Breathe, Wei, Tangwan went 7, 19, 17 for 1,080 DPM, 300 DPM less, 61%, so 3/5 as well. So the big indicator there is the less DPM, but the same impact in damage share. Third series, Team World Elite, 12th in the power rankings, 4-0. Coming off of a win against Ninja in Pajamas, face off against Oh My God, who are 9th at 4-2, coming off of a win against IG. Last time they played, OMG won 2-0. The only player that is different is top lane for Team Wii. Cube now plays for Team Wii, so because of that, we're only going to highlight one matchup, and it is AD Carry, where both AD Carries actually looked pretty good. Abel, 10-6-19, 31% of damage in the win. Hope, 10-9-15, 37% of damage in the loss. I think Hope even had over 1,000 DPM in the loss. So that'll be a very interesting matchup, as this is the first real test for Team Wii of the split. Their first 4 series, very, very easy in my opinion. LCK preview. Gen G, second in the power rankings, 4-0, coming off of a win against Nongshim, against DRX, 0-4, coming off of a loss to KT. When they played in spring, Gen G won 2-0. Roster differences, if DRX continue to go with the lineup they have been, Yahoo in mid, or Yahoo, and Paddock at 80 carry are differences from last time. So Doran, Peanut, Delight went 13-5-57 for 1,229 DPM, about 46% in that win. Rascal, Croco, Barrel went 6-19-12, 875 DPM, so about 450 less, and 49%. So more of the share, less of the DPM. DRX have been bad all year. This is not a shock. KTD Plus, KT 8th in the power rankings, 3-1, coming off of a win against Live Sandbox. D Plus 3-1, 10th in the power rankings, coming off of a win against Nongshim. Last time they played, everybody remains the same. D Plus 1-2-0. Both mid laners led their teams in damage in that win. Showmaker, in that series, Showmaker went 6-1-7, 28%. BDD 3-4-1, 31%. That one obviously a very, very fun matchup, as well as we see two teams that are battling for that third best team in the LCK spot. LCS preview. NRG, TSM, both are 1-2 as of the time I'm making this video. Last time these two teams played was in 2016, week 9 of summer. TSM would win 2-1, and Haunser was on that team, so we're going to highlight the top lane matchup because Haunser is on TSM now. He went 9-10-14, 18% of damage in the win. He was against Quaz. Quaz went 11-11-14, 18% in the loss. Quaz obviously is no longer, I don't even know if they're affiliated with League of Legends at all anymore. Golden Guardians, Immortals, GG 1-2, Immortals 2-1. Last time they played, GG would win. Roster differences are abound here. Immortals with Solo and Treats now. So River, Gory, Stixay went 9-8-23, 1,701 DPM, 3/4 of the team's damage. Kenvi, Balulu, Tactical went 10-9-14 for 1,815 DPM, so more DPM. Same amount of share, 75%. So the last time they played was pretty close in the damage department and the impact of the roles on the game. 100 Thieves in Cloud9. 100 Thieves 1-2. Cloud9 15th in the power rankings, 3-0. Cloud9 would win the last time they played. Roster differences, 100 Thieves now have Someday and Quid, I assume. Blabber, Berserker, Sven went 8-2-19, 1,616 DPM, 59%, so 3/5 in the win. Closer, Double Lift, Busio went 2-10-4, 743 DPM, so 900 DPM less for about 3/5 as well. Very, very big DPM diffy there between 80 carries. 80 carry, jungle bots. Very, very big difference. Dignitas TL. Dig 1-2. TL 18th in the power rankings, 3-0. Last time they played, TL would win. Dig now have Rich in top lane and Diamond at support. So Pyoshik, Harry, Yeon went 10-3-9 for 1,312 DPM, 70% in the win. Santorin Jensen Tomo went 588 for 1,234 DPM, so within 100, so very close impact. However, 62% of the damage of Dig came from those players. So, Armut was a big deal in that game when it came to damage, more impactful than Summit by comparison. The final game, EG FlyQuest. EG 24th in the power rankings, 2-1 against FlyQuest 0-3. A lot of differences here. The only matchup that remains the same is mid lane. When EG won, Jojo Pune went 539, 26%. Vikla 353, 31% in the loss. So that's it for the roundup for today. LCS games that are going on week 2, day 1 will be on tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And I hope to see you again tomorrow.